sweet souls, thank you so much for, instead of coming to my live, coming to this video. I'm recording today's session because Facebook has been a little bit ornery with me and not allowing me to go live today. So I thought I would do my game plan via video and then send it to you that way. So I wanted to talk to you today about 6 reasons why I feel like everybody should own a tarot deck. And so while I would love to do the whole spiel, like everyone's coming in, go ahead and let me know, type in the comments. We're gonna do things a little differently. So I still want to talk to you though. I still want to engage with you. So do me a favor, while you're listening to this video, if you can pause the video to let me know, do you have a tarot deck? Do you have any sort of divination deck, be it Oracle, Lenormand, maybe some angel reading cards, whatever label we need to attach to it, feel free. But let me know in the comments below, do you own a tarot deck? And if not, is there a particular reason why you haven't gotten yourself one yet? I know so many people have this connotation to tarot, even though they may be interested in it, they may be like, oh, no, that's off limits. So maybe you're dealing with a little bit of that, or maybe you're in a situation or living situation where having tarot cards would be shunned and looked down upon, and you don't really want that drama. Like, tell me why you don't have a tarot deck. And if you are thinking about one, have you decided as to where you're going to be getting it yet? Because y'all already know I sell and resell tarot cards on my website, but there's so many other areas, there's so many other ways in which to get tarot cards that are wonderful, useful, and a beautiful way to kind of explore your internal psyche and kind of get you back in connection with yourself. So that's one of the reasons that I say people need to get tarot decks. But for me, these are 6 of my reasons. And let me tell you the super quick story of how I got reinvested into tarot, because I've always had a tarot deck. Like, as soon as my mother gave me one when I was like 10, 11, 12, something like that, I was a youngin'. She gave me my first one. I played with it. I had it. I used it on occasion. I didn't really dive deep, not like I am now. And so it wasn't until a couple years ago where I was going through a deeply transformative situation where I was dealing with a lot of emotional issues surrounding my job that I refound tarot. That tarot kind of made itself available to me through weird little coincidences, and I finally bit and cracked open the book, essentially. I finally picked the cards up, looked at them again, and did a spread for myself. I did a reading, not even a reading, I can't call what I did a reading, but what I did do is I found a book that was easy to understand. I found my cards that I still had an emotional attachment to because my mother gave them to me, and I started pulling cards. And there wasn't really a ritual to it, it was just kind of haphazard, but the cards that came out made me feel like something in the universe was listening to me. And that little bit of comfort made everything feel so much better. Like someone could hear my internal screaming. Someone could understand the issues that I was going through and the trauma that I was feeling with the stuff that was going on at work. Somebody heard me. And I, like, from that moment on, I felt like I had this deeply transformative experience with tarot, and I needed to learn. And when I learn anything, I full on dive head first into it. So I'm a little bit obsessive in that way. So that was my reason for re-getting into tarot. And through that process, I feel like I have grown as a woman. I have grown in my spiritual practice. I have developed a spiritual practice. My whole business life has shifted and augmented to use tarot as its primary point of focus. But here are some additional reasons as to why I think maybe even you should have your own tarot deck and maybe start cracking open a book and pulling cards for yourself. One, and this is not even on the list, this is right off the top of my head. So the first one is that tarot is totally accessible to everyone. Often people look at a tarot deck and get overwhelmed with the idea of trying to read and interpret and memorize the meanings of 78 different cards. No one ever said that that is what you have to do. No one ever said. I am obsessive, so I learned the majority of the interpretations or the system understandings of the cards, but no one ever said that you had to. I know many readers that still crack open the books for giving themselves readings. Sometimes I get stuck on this card or a card and I need to go to my books to understand the meaning or the nuances or the added details to the card. So it's deeply accessible. It's greatly accessible. Cards are easy to find everywhere, and there's no reason as to why someone cannot get a tarot deck. The greatest part is that the tarot decks in general span all sorts of prices. So financially is not even like a limiting factor anymore. If you can afford $5 and you might be able to get a tarot deck on Wish. You can sometimes find tarot for cheap at thrift stores, at the mall, at, wherever it happens to be. Not the mall now, because that was a long time ago. You can go to Amazon. Amazon is a great resource. Get it in a couple days. It's boom. Bookstores is another really good location for tarot. And if you happen to be part of Facebook groups is a wonderful way in which to kind of dip yourself into the tarot community and also find tarot decks that way as well. Everyone starts somewhere, so no one has to judge themselves for their interest or where they're at on the journey that is learning tarot. Anywho, let me actually get to the literal 6 reasons why I think so. One of which being is that tarot is a tool. So it's not this magical woozle, this secretive, this ancient divinity, practice of mythological proportions. It's not this super secret society thing. It is merely a tool. Think of it like a stack of mirrors. Essentially, it is a tool. It is a tool that can help someone tap into their own inner thought processes, wisdom, psyche to gain insight and understanding. It can also be used as a form of divination. People have used all forms of divination since the beginning of any sort of recorded history. So you can use tarot cards, you can use playing cards, you can use Lenormand, you can use Kipper. There's a million other ways in which divination can occur. Tarot is one of them. Tarot is another tool in regards to that. I personally believe that wisdom, divination, and psycho-spiritual development should be accessible to all. It should not be limited to gatekeepers saying that you have to come through me in which to get this wisdom. You should not have to come to a tarot reader to get your own wisdom. You should not have to go to the Roman Catholic Church to get spiritual counsel and wisdom. You shouldn't have to go to such and such and such and such to get spiritual counsel, psycho-spiritual development. I think, personal opinion, that spirituality, wisdom, divination, all of this should be accessible to every person. Like, everyone deserves to have a full meal. Everyone deserves to have a roof over their head. Everyone deserves to have access to spirituality in some way, shape, or form. Number 2, I find that tarot is excellent for self-awareness. Self-awareness is such a big thing, and so many people do not have it. And by self-awareness, I mean the ability to take a step back and look at yourself from an objective point of view. Not very many people can do that because they're self-focused. Understandably, you're the only one living in here, so why not the world literally evolve around you? But why not use a tool that gives you the opportunity to look at yourself from an objective point of view? Take that step back and see yourself the way others see you, understand you the way others may be interpreting you. So it gives a wonderful insight on, for instance, you and your mom are fussing about something. Why is my mom mad at me? You pull your cards and you gain a little bit of insight when you start pulling cards together about the way that you two communicate, or the way that you two, maybe how she was raised, how that sparked something in her, and that there's such a nuts and something else and other things. So it gives you another method to think outside of yourself. I think that is freaking, the whole planet needs that, legit. The other reason for number 3 for me, that is a little bit more fun, is that tarot is such a funky art form. 78 pieces of art, pieces of symbolically rich art. So you can own an art gallery in your hand. That is freaking amazing to me. Yes, we have the the popular art from the Pamela Coleman Smith, who's the artist of the standard Rider-Waite Smith deck. We know that art. We know that art. It's so easy and identifiable. But look at here. This is Marie White. So 78 unique pieces of art that are all symbolic and all have their own particular meanings, and a beautiful also tool in which to divinate. And not only are you looking at a gallery full of art, if you have any appreciation for art, you understand that you are touching that artist's psyche as well. If everybody is connected, everything is connected, then the two of you are connected in addition. And how much of yourself can you see in the artwork that she produces? To me, mind blown. my brain explodes and I get super excited. But I have so many strange, weird, unusual, classic, cliche, awesome sets of cards. And a lot of it is because I'm attracted to the artwork. And there's so many different types of artwork. I find this to be a highly sophisticated art deck. But I also find that sometimes super playful and kind of like hand-drawn figure artwork to be endearing as well. So there's no right way to tarot card. There's no right way to appreciate the art that is 78, 79, 80 cards, depending on who the artist is, that goes into here. So I'm a big fan, obviously, as you can tell, as I'm getting all like round up for it. So the fourth thing is that tarot, PS to kind of caveat back at that, tarot is widely collectible. Just gonna say, like, collections of tarot, ooh, y'all don't know what you're missing money-wise. Number 4 is, I find that tarot is really useful to help with self-healing. So if you're in counseling, if you're having therapy sessions, if you're working with anyone to kind of heal some old wounds, some old baggage, some old trauma, some old issues, tarot is a really useful process to help you on that journey, because Lord knows it is a journey, and it's one of those journeys where you, like, right when you think you've gotten it figured out, you've gotten it fixed, you've gotten it settled, something shows up and it kind of triggers the whole cycle over again. Tarot is a wonderful tool to kind of help you navigate those roads, help you figure out the nuances of, why did this bother me? How is this affecting me? Where is this going from here? And it helps so much in those regards when it comes to self-soothing, lowering anxiety, understanding your depression, understanding how you're feeling. Maybe you're having an expression of emotion that you do not understand the logic or the logistic as to why that is happening. Tarot is a wonderful process to help you understand that, and maybe even give you some literal guidance on how to begin to heal those issues that you're running into. The fifth thing that I feel like tarot is wonderful for, another reason why people everywhere should own a deck, is that tarot helps with self-trust. Like, I feel like our society has made industries based around, you don't know anything, I know everything. Not me, but like a person. I know everything, and you need to come to me, spend your money with me so that I can give you something. So, but what if you could actually get it for yourself? What if you can believe and trust yourself enough to handle things yourself? Gosh, if it's not your relationships, then maybe it's your partnerships. If it's not your partnerships, maybe with work. Like, there's so many coaches, and there's so many mentors. There's so many people that are available to help you with things. What if you have the ability to help yourself? What if you can learn the ability to trust yourself so that your intuition is a benefit to you, not this thing that makes you crazy? When you have that second sense about something, you actually understand it because you've practiced and worked with it. You understand what it's saying, instead of like wondering, why do I have a weird gut feeling in my pit of my stomach? So I find that tarot in itself is wonderful for helping one to develop self-trust, because the act of using tarot is a practice in, like, what is the meaning of this card? How does this play in my day, for instance? I then have to believe that, yes, this had some play in my day, or that this was reflective in my day in some way. And then actually observing your reality, observing your, we said day 900 times, observing your day, observing your day and seeing those moments in which, that matched how this is interpreted, that matches how this shows up for me. The event that I was reading this on matches the event that happened here. So it forces you to practice trust of yourself, especially if you're working in relationship where you need to develop trust with others. First, trust in self. Anywho. The last one, number 6, for me, as I got my notes, the tarot community in itself is freaking amazing. And I say freaking amazing because as many complex humans as they are on this planet, there are equally the same amount of complex human groups within tarot. So you may see me as this tough love style of crass human kind of person, and there is millions of readers or other practitioners that are similar to that. So we all get together and we all find each other and we all riff and we all have a grand time and we develop connections and we developed little societies and we develop little partnerships and games and groups and community. We develop community surrounding a topic of amazing interest. If you are a little softer, a little more sensitive, a little bit more on the sweet and light side, love you to bits and pieces. I need to give you hugs. But there's community around that too that are just as loving, just as lighthearted, just as sensitive, and just as soft. And if you're on the fly end where it's like, we are deep, we're dark, we're gothic, we're powerful, there's groups for that too. They span the spectrum. They're all over the place. There is connection and community that is able to be built around this thing. Freaking amazeballs. Anywho, 15 minutes in, I almost got it. I'm sorry that I'm not here to engage with you and to chat with you one-on-one. I'll have to figure out why Facebook is being an ornery butt with me. But maybe they're doing updates or something. And because I've been having issues for a while now. So let's hope they get squared away so that our businesses don't get affected. Anywho, you all take care. Thank you so much. I am going to leave a link to my own personal Etsy store where I sell and buy. So if you have tarot cards that you're trying to rehome, can help you there too. But if you're trying to find new tarot cards, or if you're looking for a vintage or one of a kind, or you just want to browse the tarot collection that I have on Etsy, the link will be attached to this post as well. So you all take care. I will hopefully see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully we'll see y'all live tomorrow, and y'all take care. Bye.